Greetings, Iain from RTO here. We've got to Friday, he says. So Friday always means a live album ranking where we look at some of the bands and their live albums and give them some love. And today we're going with a great band from America, Van Halen. Now I've seen Van Halen. I saw them with Sammy Hagar. I think it was on, I can't remember what tour it was now. The one with the rude name and the cover. Yeah, that's the one. For Carnal Knowledge tour. I've seen David Lee Roth as a solo artist, so I've seen the sort of lineup. Now, Van Halen, of course, was formed in 1972 by the brothers Edward and Alex Van Halen. They've had 3 singers. One was not very successful. Then David come back, and sadly Eddie passed away, so it's no more. But his son Ludwig is rocking and with Mammoth. So they were also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. So they've got a good pedigree, haven't they? Got some good albums, but they've only ever released 2 official, and there's one that's just sort of come out. Found it on Spotify, so I've included it. So we've got 3 to look at. This may be a little controversial, but and because we have the camps of Van Halen, and then there's a band. Someone says I was on Twitter about Van Hagar, and I just put there's no such band as Van Hagar. It's Van Halen with a different singer. I know there's the things. Oh, that's no good with Sammy. I love Sammy. I love David. I love the music of Van Halen. Simple as. So, coming in at number 3, we have a live album that was released in 2015 called Tokyo Dome Live in Concert. This was the final album to be released by Van Halen during Eddie Van Halen's lifetime, and it was recorded on that reunion tour. So people playing on this, of course, is David Lee Roth on guitars, on Ice Cream Man and lead vocals, Eddie Van Halen on the guitars, Wolfgang Van Halen on the bass, and Alex Van Halen. So basically it's the Van Halen family plus David. So opens up with a classic from Fair Warning, Unchained. Then we get Running with the Devil from Van Halen. Then we get one of the new tracks, She's a Woman, a different kind of truth. On the One from the Van Halen album. Don't get that very often. Tattoo, it's alright, that one. Then Everyone Wants Some from Women and Children, good track that is. Somebody Get Me a Doctor from Van Halen 2, good track. Chinatown from the Different Kind of Truth. Then we get Hear About It Later from the Fair Warning album. Oh Pretty Woman from Diver Down. Then we've got the drum solo from Alex. Then we get You Really Got Me. Dance All the Night Away, great classic track. I'll Wait, it's alright on here. And The Cradle Will Rock, love that track. Hot for Teacher. Then we get Woman in Love from Van Halen 2. Romeo Delight, which is pretty good. Mean Street from Fair Warning. Beautiful Girls. Ice Cream Man. Panama. Eruption. Ain't Talking Love. And Jump. Now when you look at this set list, you go, wow, what a set list. All them old songs. But unfortunately, and I don't say this with no malice or anything, David's voice is shot to hell. So they've had to alter all the keys so he could sing the older songs. And to be quite honest, they didn't sound right. Now the ones off a Different Kind of Truth are not too bad, but it just hadn't got the range anymore. It's a great album, don't get me wrong. It was nice to see David back with with Van Halen. Oh, I've got no problem with this, but I don't think this album does them any justice, and I'm glad that I didn't come over here to UK to tour, because I don't think I'd want to go and see them. So that's why it's bottom. I do like it, but I think some of the songs just don't sound the same now. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, coming in number 2. Now this is something that came out in 2020 and I didn't realise it was about, and it's called Pittsburgh, 1998, The Lost Live Album. Now this is from a FM broadcast recorded in Pittsburgh in 1998. So this is Van Halen 3 lineup, which was Eddie Van Halen on guitars and keyboards, Alex Van Halen on drums, Michael Anthony on the bass, and Gary Cherone from Extreme on the lead vocal. So opens up with Unchained, and then we get some songs off Van Halen 3. Without You, One I Want, Mean Streets on here, Fire in the Hole, which sounds really good live. Sounds a lot better than it does on the album, like most of the songs off Van Halen 3. They sound really good live. Why Can't This Be Love? Gary does a great vocal on that. Romeo Delight, Dance the Night Away, Feel Your Love Tonight, Humans Being, which was actually the last song that Sammy recorded with Van Halen. Somebody Get Me a Doctor, Year to the Day from 3, and Eddie Van Halen guitar solo. And then it goes back into Year of the Day. Right Now, which is absolutely really brilliant on here. Ain't Talking About Love, Josephina from 3, Panama, and Jump. And then you get an Eddie Van Halen interview. Now, musically, they sound brilliant. And Gary Cherone does a fabulous job. He is a great singer. And the songs that he done from the David era and the Sammy, he does brilliantly. And the songs off Van Halen 3 sound a lot better on this live album. There's more depth, and they are pretty good songs, and I thoroughly enjoy this album. I really do. It sort of made me go back and listen to Van Halen 3, but I don't like the studio versions, but the live versions are really good, and I think he does a really good job. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. So my number 1 Van Halen live album was released in 1993, and it was recorded in 1992 in California, and it's live right here, right now. So this is Alex Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, and Michael Anthony. And this is the tour that I saw them on. God, it's a long time ago. So it opens up with Pound Cake. Wow, I remember this. That great stuff when you hear that live. Judgment Day, one of my favourite tracks off that album, for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. When Is It Love from OU812, brilliant track. Spanked, brilliant stuff. Ain't Talking About Love, does a good version of that, does Sammy. In and Out, brilliant. Dreams, which sounds brilliant in the studio, but live it's even better. Man on a Mission sounds great, it's heavy. Ultra Bass, which is a brilliant bass solo from Michael. Brilliant. I remember him doing this, I think it was the NEC, I saw them, and that was absolutely brilliant. Then we get Pleasure Drome and a drum solo from Alex. Panama, Love Walks In, which sounds really good live. Run Around, really good. Right Now, brilliant live, absolutely stunning track. Then we have a track from Sammy's solo career, one of my favourites, One Way to Rock from the Standing Hampton album, which was brilliant. Then Why Can't Be This Love. Then we have another Sammy track, Give to Live, from the I Never Say Goodbye album, pretty cool. Finish What You Started's brilliant on here. The Best of Both Worlds. 316, wonderful. Then we get this sort of mixture of You Really Got Me and Carbo Warbo. Then they do a version of Won't Get Fooled Again, the Who song, which was pretty good. Then Jump, and then they end up with Top of the World. Now, I love this album. It's probably because I saw them on this tour, and it was a brilliant show. It's one of my favourite shows to see. I think it was that I saw David Lee Roth first, and then I saw Van Halen. So I was happy to see at the time the people that had all been in Van Halen, but this was a brilliant gig, and this album is fantastic. It's recorded well. It's got a lovely atmosphere on this one. Okay, I've probably upset a lot of people saying this is my favourite live album, but it's a brilliant album. I love Sammy. It's simple as. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.5. So there we are, the very short live catalogue from Van Halen. All three of them are very good. I don't dislike any of them, but that's the order I go for. I mean, I was shocked that the Gary Cherone would come in the middle, but you know, it's nice that they've got three live albums with reasonably the three lineups, which is terrific. Okay, that's all for this one. I'll be back with a brand new live album, a brand new album to review, and it's the Winery Dogs' new album 3. So looking forward to that one. So I'll see you later. Bye for now. Oh, P.S. Don't forget, by the time this comes out, the contest video will be up. Go and watch it and find out how you can win a £30 Amazon voucher. So bye for now.